All right, guys, we're back with my unfinished painting in the background and my bangs in bank jail. They're misbehaving, so let's not look at them. Let's not pay attention to the misbehaving of the bangs. Anyway, now I'm looking at you, see? Now I know which way to look. So it's video number 3, and I figured out where to look. I'm proud of myself, okay? I'm proud of myself for that. I know that it's supposed to be here, even though, I get distracted with my face. Sorry. So today, here I am sitting down talking again about the same stuff as always, the same stuff that goes over, that is just playing in my head. We know. What do we have today? We have something really interesting, actually, because these practices are very simple in nature. Really, what I practice is relaxing and getting back into alignment. That is the core of the practice. However, when you look at this world and when you start to practice non-reaction, a lot of funny things come up because we are programmed heavily. We are indoctrinated. Is that how you say the word? Right. You know the word. We are that. We are programmed. We are shaped from the moment we're born. We are shaped by the rules and the status quo. And when you disconnect from it, and when you start to go very internal, very reflective, a lot of things stop making sense. And one of the biggest things that immediately stopped making sense for me was our ideas of relationships, especially, are so strange. But at the same time, it makes sense where they come from, because we are taught, first of all, to struggle. We are taught to put effort in. We are taught to argue with people and get something in return. We are taught to reach a mutual agreement. We are taught to explain ourselves. We are taught to set boundaries. We are taught to tell people our worth and to pronounce our worth out there and say, hey, I'm worthy of this. This is how you should treat me. This is how things should be. This is how the relationship should go. And you have to see this, and then I have to see something about you, and then we're gonna agree. Yeah. The more you stop reacting, the more you realize, hold on. We really grew up on a lot of, I want to use a certain word that I don't know if I can use on here, but whatever. It starts with bull, ends and shit. We were raised on a lot of that, too much of it. And the more non-reactive you become, the more you see it. Because truly, we are not taught as much acceptance as we need to have. When you reach your inner truth, and all of us can connect to that, all of us can relax enough in our lives and find that connection to self and find connection to source and realize these things. I'm not saying anything that you can't find out on your own if you just relax enough in your life, and it will come to you because it comes to all of us, because it is universal truth. The process of accepting and the process of moving on to better things is different than what is sold to us. So, for example, we're having an argument and something is throwing us off balance. Someone is making us feel invalidated, or something is making us feel like this. The stories, the negative stories that come up, because we all have them. We all have different ones, but they all start coming up. Someone triggers something in us, and then suddenly it's, I'm not worthy of this. I deserve more. Why am I here when this doesn't make sense? You're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm explaining myself and you're just not seeing it. These people are not seeing me. They don't understand me. I'm not worthy of this, or at the same time worthy of more, and I just don't find it. So much mess, right? So much mess from the negative stories just starts to come up with one of those triggers, with one of those reactions. And it takes relaxing. It really takes relaxing and insisting, committing on not reacting. And this means no venting, no arguing about what's upsetting you. As soon as something triggers and upsets you, the goal is to go internal and to connect again. The goal is to resolve that disconnect, because the only reason you feel bad is because you're disconnected. You're having a moment of believing the human story. And the goal always is to relax enough to find alignment again. And doing that process, you realize certain things. You realize, no, I actually don't need to explain myself. I don't need to put up boundaries because I don't believe people are out to hurt me. I don't believe people are bad. And things are always working out for me. I'm fine. I'm fine. You start to depend on your inner guidance and validation. And that is the goal. The goal is always to rely on internal guidance and validation first, and then the external matches it. As I said in the last video, reacting is actually a reminder. It's serving as a reminder to us that we're getting the direction wrong. Because when we start to buy into what we're seeing in the 3D, we're going from external to internal. We're waiting for someone to tell us that they understand us. We're waiting for conflict to be resolved. We're waiting for people to be on our side. We're waiting for people to see us, and then we will be okay. And then we think we will be okay. And then we can feel that peace. And yes, it feels amazing when people are on your side, when people agree, when people validate you. But the reaction and it's affecting you because it's a reminder. When it starts to affect you negatively, it's a reminder. When these relationships with other people start to affect you negatively, or whatever it is, it's a reminder. And even me saying this 3 times serves as a reminder. Like, I always take, when I'm thrown off or having to explain things differently, I take it as redirection. I accept it. Like, there must be another way to explain this. But truly, when these things are getting to you and you're having a reaction, it's a reminder that for a second you believed this place too much. You got the direction wrong. You're waiting for something external to make you feel better, and that's backwards. Us realizing that and feeling bad, us feeling bad first and then realizing it also is a reminder to fix it. It's a reminder to relax and to not keep building it, to not keep building up us reacting to this world, us building more negative patterns, us believing the stories. It's a reminder to stop, slow down, and relax. That's what it's there for. It serves as a reminder. And when we catch ourselves in these moments where we're explaining ourselves, wanting to complain to people or waiting for their validation, and it's not coming and it's throwing us off balance, it's a reminder to go internal. Really, like, the point is always to go internal. And finally, when we're back to a relaxed place, when we start to feel better again, we realize things go back into flow easily. Once we're over that moment will pass and things will start to make sense again. And when they make sense again, you're left with more clarity. You're left with an even deeper understanding. And every time I've gone through this process, when I come out of it, I see it even more strongly each time, that there is no need, the defensiveness that comes up in the moment, the believing that we have to tell people how to treat us, that we have to impose these boundaries, is still in that headspace of reacting. It's still in that emotional state where you're still feeling off balance because you're relying on the external world for your guidance system, your emotional state is matching what the story that's playing out in front of you. And when it's a negative match, when there's something bothering you, it's when you're perceiving something as bothering you externally, it will bother you internally. So until you calm down that story, there really is no need to interact with it. The more you go through this process, the more you see there was never any need to explain myself. There was never any need to make an effort. Even with people, this is the one area of life that we don't realize this, but even with people, there is no need for making an effort. There is no need to compromise. You're never losing anything when you're relating to someone else. You're supposed to be a fully self-sufficient, fulfilled individual interacting with another fully self-sufficient individual. And you're both supposed to be having a good time, having an easy state of flow. Do things leave that state of flow? Yes. Yes, I mean, look at this world that we built. There will always be a reaction to something. There will always be a moment where this world gets to you. We're human. We're human. We built this place on so much bullshit, and so much of it is negative and still causes us negative reactions because we are interpreting it negatively. But, we created this world this way. We created a world where people are very reactive. We created this world where there's so much fear and panic, and there is that fear and panic when it comes to personal relationships even, because it just takes relaxing. It takes going back to alignment, to really see, hold on, yeah, I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to tell them, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Things are always working out for me. I know that. We all know that. We can all feel that when we're calm and when we're in a balanced state. So the goal really is to get to the calm and balanced state. All of those ideologies that come up of needing to protect yourself, needing to argue for something, needing to explain something, needing the other side to tell you something to validate what you're saying, all of those ideologies that we have built, we have placed those meanings and opinions over time. All of that comes up in a state that is still reactive. And ultimate acceptance of the situation, contrary to popular belief, ultimate acceptance of the situation and being allowing and being permissive, and even in moments where people are angry at you or they don't understand what you're saying and they're reacting to you and they're making you feel bad, in those moments, actually, the faster you can agree with those moments, the faster you can agree with the people, even if you have to say, yeah, even if it doesn't really matter what you say, but it's the faster you agree in your head and you go, okay, this is what's happening. I'm having a moment, this person is having a moment, everything is okay. The faster you can get to the point of acceptance, and the faster you can move through the reactive state and get to the point of acceptance, the faster the situation is moved out of your life. That is ultimately the way it works. You want those negative moments that are happening in your body, and you feel them. When people are mad at you, you feel it. When people are upset with you, when something is making you mad, you feel it. You want the moment. If you really want the story to be over, if you really want the moment to pass, and if you really want something better, the better comes actually contrary to popular belief, the better comes with you feeling better. As always, it always comes back to you. It always comes back to you. How many S's did I add in there? Whatever. It will always come back to you. And it's you and how you're feeling in the situation, how you're feeling around the story that is guiding how much of it you are continuing to play into and how quickly it is moved out of your life. If you want a fast, quick, like, I don't want this person in my life anymore, I don't want to feel like this anymore. If you really want to just move out of what's not serving you, the fastest way, the fast track to it is acceptance. It's allowing, it's being very permissive, and from an outside perspective, we interpret that as being submissive, we interpret that as being doormats, we interpret that as just letting people do what they want with you. In reality, the faster you can get to making yourself feel better in the situation, in the moment, with this story, moment after moment, the faster it will be moved out. When you are feeling better, you will find better. Better will come for you. There is no way that it won't, because that is energetics, that is how it works. The quicker you can get to feeling better, the quicker you will experience better. And that is ultimately the goal, is acceptance, allowance, allowing. I think I said allowance. I wish I was getting allowance just for doing this. Anyway, the quicker you can get to that state of acceptance and peace in the situation, you have to get yourself to that state. But the quicker you find it, the quicker the story, the situation, the problem, the person you don't like, the quicker they are moved out. And you keep moving forward. It is moved out. The quicker you can start not reacting, the quicker you get the practice, the more you do it, time and time again, the quicker the story just, because you're not interacting with it, because you're not reactive to it, because you're not building onto it, because you're not continuing to stay in a low moment. The quicker you catch yourself having a low moment and you calm down from it and you raise your vibration again, because that is what it is, the quicker, better, and more serving things will come to you. That is how it works on a fundamental level. It really is just your vibe, guys. It really is. It really is. It is something so simple, but are we taught like this? No. Are we taught to live like this? No. That's why I'm here, though. We will figure it out together, because really at the end of the day, it is our energetics, and this is the work. The work will always be getting yourself to feeling good, always. And then the external will reflect that, and it will come to you, and you will continue to do the work, actually. It never ends, but that is the work. The work is just making yourself feel good time and time and time again, regardless of the situation, the person, the story. The quicker you find that feel good moment, the quicker these things will leave your life. That is it. That's how it works, guys. Have fun playing around. Have fun practicing. And that is really it. Find a way. Find some way. Find a way. Find multiple ways. Find whatever way to get yourself to feeling good. And stick to it again and again and again and again and again. That's it. Bye.